All right, well, what's up, YouTube? It's Karen coming to you again. What I thought I'd do this time around is to showcase my beginner stack and where I'm at year to date. So I started stacking during the coronavirus lockdown, so fairly recently, in the past 2 months. Really got into it by way of sheer boredom, quite frankly, just sitting around and watching YouTube. Came across a few videos like Florida Stackers videos and Silver Bridges, and really got into the whole idea of wealth preservation. I'm not rich by any means, but I did have a little bit of extra money lying around, and so I thought, why not, let's get into this, because it seems like a really cool thing to do, and who doesn't like holding gold and silver in their hands? And so what you see in front of you represents about 2 months worth of purchasing from APMEX and Silver and Gold Bull, which is a Canadian-based dealer. And I would appreciate any suggestions on if I'm going in the right direction or the wrong direction. I've received some pretty good suggestions up until now, and I thank all the posters that have given me those suggestions. They've really made me alter my purchasing habits and the way that I'm going to strategize buying precious metals. But again, so what you see in front of you represents about 2 months worth of purchasing and basically my beginner stack. And so what I'll do is start left to right in terms of my purchases. And so starting off with the silver maples, these, after a lot of research, I came to know that these are pretty much one of the staples, either the top 1 or 2 silver bullion coins that if you're going to be stacking coins, this is what you want to have in your collection. The premiums, it's true, are very low on these. They're quite affordable, and look, they look fantastic. Other than having the Queen's head on the obverse here, I grew up in Canada, so for me, seeing the Queen's head, I don't even see it anymore. It's just a non-thing for me, so I know that there's a lot of criticism about it, but I don't mind. I just see right through it. I just more concentrate on this side of the coin. I don't know if I got it right, obverse or reverse, but this is just a stunning coin all around. The radial lines look great. The craftsmanship on it looks fantastic, but what I really like most about RCM, Royal Canadian Mint products, is the anti-counterfeiting measures that they have. And so you'll see that there's a micro-engraved mini maple leaf there just below the big maple leaf, and that's supposed to be an anti-counterfeiting measure, along with the radial lines as well. And so for this, it's a staple for my collection, and even though it's a sovereign mint, which I'll get into later in terms of my strategy, how I'm going to move away from these coins, I think if I'm going to continue to stack sovereign mint coins, it'll be this for sure, along with maybe some others. But right now, this makes up the bulk of my coin collection, my silver bullion coin collection, simply because they're fantastic coins. And then, of course, second on my list is the American Silver Eagle. These are another staple. Now, I live in Canada, so the maple leaf coins are much more liquid for me, but I know that these rule the roost in the US and pretty much globally as well. And so you can't go wrong with the American Silver Eagles. They look great. They are liquid. They're accepted pretty much everywhere. And I really enjoy just looking at them and just the overall feeling of these coins. The only problem that I've come across in my early days of stacking is that the premiums on these are quite high, but then the reverse is also true, so that apparently when you go to sell these, you kind of recover as much as you can from that high premium. So it works both ways. You pay a lot up front, but then you recover, maybe what it is, 90-95% of this when you go to sell them. So you pick your poison. Regardless, I'm probably not going to stack a whole lot of these. I think I'll stick to Canadian maples and generic silver rounds because I've learned some pretty good lessons. But nonetheless, you've got to have these in your collections. I needed to have them in my collection. I've got 10 so far, and I'll probably stop at about 50. But we'll see where my OCD takes me and my obsessive compulsiveness takes me, because I quite like these coins. I think they're nice, and they really add a lot to my collection. And then for fun and games, I picked up a Philharmonic, which is an Austrian sovereign mint coin. These are, again, one of the other staples in the silver sovereign mint coin collecting community. They're quite nice. I like the whole, the front and then the back of it. has the, I guess it's the organ, maybe is what it is. But in any case, though, it is a nice coin. I quite like them. The only problem with these is, depending on the market that you are in, they may not be as liquid as you would like them to be. And so, I mean, the whole reason I'm getting into this is so that if I'm ever in trouble, I need to sell these, I can. And I'm not sure how quickly I'd be able to sell these and offload them if I really had to and the push came to shove. And nor do I know how much of a premium I'd get if and when I do want to sell them. Now, from a premium perspective, they are quite good as well. The premiums on this was really good, and they weren't all that expensive as compared to the American Silver Eagles. And I think this was around the same premium as the Canadian Maple. But in any case, though, they're a nice coin. I'm probably not going to stack these in any serious way. These are coins to as conversation pieces over tea and biscuits with Nana. But when it comes to serious bullion collecting, I'm not sure that I'm going to go all in on these. But they're a nice piece to have nonetheless, and one that I wanted to at least have in my collection. So I've got 3 of them for now. We'll see how much more I go into these going forward. And then the next coin I got for the same reason as the Philharmonics is the silver Krugerrand coin. The gold Krugerrand counterpart of this is much more well known. It was probably the original gold coin, but the silver coins actually look pretty good. I don't mind them. They're South African, of course, and they have the bust of Kruger on the reverse, or is it the obverse? I still need to get this right, but it's a nice looking coin, and it's 4 nines pure silver as well, I believe, which for me, I like the purity of it. But again, much like the Austrian Philharmonic, these aren't very liquid, and I don't know how easy it is that I'd be able to get rid of these in my market. So these are more conversation pieces and more of a piece that I just wanted to have in my collection just to have. I doubt that I'll be collecting any more of these going forward because, again, I'm just in this to collect bullion, and that's it. And these don't really serve the purpose of being highly liquid and highly sought after, at least not in this market. I'm sure if I was in South Africa, they rule the roost. But in Canada, North America, I think I'd have a pretty hard time getting rid of them. But nonetheless, they're actually pretty cool looking coins, and maybe I'll get a couple more just to round out my set because I don't like having uneven numbers of anything. And then this is the only generic silver round that I have, which is the Buffalo silver generic round. Now these are what I think I will be collecting going forward in high volume and bulk. Again, the whole reason of me getting into collecting silver was to collect bullion, and these check pretty much every box. They're liquid, they are cheap, they've got great premiums, they've got purity in silver, and they look pretty good as well. And so, I think it's going to be between the maples and the Buffalo silver rounds, these Buffalo silver rounds, that I will collect going forward and only collect going forward. Only because, again, the premiums on these are great. They're accepted everywhere. They're liquid, and yeah, so they serve the purpose. But we'll see. That may change after this video, and I get more suggestions. But I think this is going to be the keeper going forward when it comes to collecting silver. And then, of course, I got some silver bars, and again, being in Canada, the Royal Canadian Mint is the mint that I trust the most. Regardless, though, if I was Canadian or not, these bars are just fantastic. They've got the anti-counterfeiting measures around the serial number, the brushed metal background that you see here, and it's just from an optics standpoint, it's a beautiful bar. It's got the reeded edges here, and then on the reverse, you've got the series of RCM logos that are all matted finish with the one proof finish in the middle, which adds a nice little cool, classy touch. But I think these are fantastic. They look great. I've seen a lot of videos on this, and you just can't go wrong with these bars. They've got a good weight to them as well, and they're very transportable. And so you can see here I've got 4 of these in total, and I'm probably going to continue buying these whenever I can. Again, they're bullion, they're silver bullion, and they're exactly what I want when it comes to stacking silver. So I'm a big fan of these. I don't see myself collecting any other silver bars only because I'm worried about counterfeiting, And the RCM is just, the Royal Canadian Mint is just an organization that I think is top notch when it comes to the products that they give out and how liquid they are. So these will probably continue in terms of my stacking patterns. Now, moving on to my little gold collection that I've already started. I'll start with this. So I purchased a 1 ounce gold maple leaf, which is 4/9 pure 24 karat gold. I absolutely love this coin. It's got a lot of good weight to it. It's got the radial background. Let me just see if you guys I can get this in the camera. Maybe you can't see it, but it's got the radial lines in the background, which is fantastic. And like the silver maple, it has that small little micro laser engraved maple leaf in the bottom right-hand corner, which has the number 20, which denotes the year that this was minted. Again, another anti-counterfeiting measure, and it's just an overall beautiful coin. On the back of it, it's got Queen Elizabeth. Again, I grew up in Canada, so I don't really care that the Queen is there. I don't even see her anymore, but it adds to the overall look of this. Is I like the proof finish on the bust of the Queen. It gives a nice little contrast to the overall look of it as well. So this is one of my most treasured items right now. I'll admit, guys, I take out my stack at least once a day, and this is the coin that I'll actually look at every day and take it out of its case. I have all of these in capsules, but this is the one that I will take out of the capsule every time, just to admire it, just to admire the weight. And of course, it's got reeded edges as well. There, you can see it as well. It's just it's a beautiful coin all around. And I'm hoping to continue to stack these. However, given my budget, fractional coins I think is what I can afford the most. But I know that's a bit of a cop-out. I just have to save the money that I would spend on fractionals, and I could spend it on full ounces. But I've purchased 4 of these 1/4 ounce gold maple leafs to make a full ounce. And I purchased these largely because I heard the argument that these are more liquid than the 1 ounce coins, that it's easier to sell these off when and if you need to. So I figured I would diversify my coins and get a little bit of 1 ounce, then some 1/4 ounces, and I need to get a 1/2 ounce. But I've got 4 of these, which I think they're beautiful coins as well. They're well made. They've got, these 3 are just more recent. They're from 2018, and they've got the radial lines in the background, and I've got this one from 1986, which is this one here. It's got more of a proof finish in the background. If you can see, that probably isn't good to drop, but let's see here. No, you can't see. In any case, though, I'm thrilled with these 1/4 ounces. They're fractionals, and I know that I could get rid of them at any point if I ever needed to. I plan on keeping them for a very long time, but they're quite beautiful, and they are bullion. So I'm going to continue to buy fractionals, probably maple leafs as well, because I like the purity of these. They're 4/9 pure gold. They're 24 karat, and they've got nothing else in them, unlike the American Eagles. And so I have 2 American Eagle gold 1/4 ounce coins here. These are beautiful. I really like them a lot. I think that they're probably the most liquid and most convertible coins in the world. This is pretty much the standard in terms of being able to offload coins and how quickly you can. So everybody in the world takes these. They love them. The only thing, though, with these is that they're 92% gold, 3% silver, and 5% copper. And that was really to ensure that they're durable, and if you drop them like I dropped my maple leaf, that it would withstand that wear and tear. So I get that, but what I don't like about them is the fact that they're not 100% pure or 4/9 pure gold. And you can really tell the difference when it comes to looking at the color, and you can contrast, from a real pure 4/9 gold coin. It's just, you can tell that it's not there. But this has been discussed ad nauseum on YouTube channels, and so I'm not going to get too into it. other than to say that I've got 2 quarter-ounce gold American Eagles here, I'm pretty OCD in that I need to have complete sets. So I'm probably going to pick up 2 more of these quarter-ounces just to make sure I've got 1 ounce. And then I'm probably going to stop on the gold American Eagles and then switch to either continuing with the gold maples and or the gold buffaloes. I do want to have at least 1 gold American buffalo in my collection. I think those are just stunning pieces, and probably my next purchase when it comes to gold is going to be that. And then finally, I purchased a 1 ounce RCM Royal Canadian Mint Gold Bar off of APMEX, and this is one of the highlights of my collection as well. Again, I think I mentioned before that I pull out my collection at least once a day to look and admire it. And this is the other piece besides my 1 ounce gold coin, maple gold coin that I look at, which is what I pull out, and I'll just stare at this for at least a few minutes and just admire it because I love it so much. The front has the vertical lines in the background, which is the 3rd generation of these. I guess, which was an anti-counterfeiting measure. You can see near the serial numbers, it has 2 micro-engraved, laser-engraved maple leafs, each with the number 20 embedded in them, and that denotes the year that this bar was minted. So this is chock full of anti-counterfeiting measures and security features, which I love. And then on the reverse, you've got the typical matted finish of the RCM logos, and then the 1 proof finish in the middle you can see here is reflective. This is just an absolutely stunning bar. It's nice and thin as well. It's got some good weight for something this small. It's deceivingly heavy for something this small, and I absolutely love it. Now, I've got a capsule for all of this stuff, so for those of you out there kind of wondering how I'm holding these, I've got a capsule which protects this and which will continue to protect it. I even have the original assay card that this came in case anyone ever questions me. But it's real, and I probably shouldn't have taken out of the assay card, but I'm okay to pay the price of whatever I'm going to lose, which I think is about 2 to 3% of having taken it out. If that's the price I have to pay to be able to hold it in my hand like this and just look at it and enjoy it for many years, that's easily a price that I'm willing to pay. So there it is. So that's my beginner stack collection. I'm really proud of it. I know that it's probably not a good time to be buying silver and gold, but I needed to get into it. I just wanted to. And if you have any suggestions, the suggestions that I've heard so far, which I'm really going to adopt, is from a silver coin standpoint, just purchase generic silver rounds like the Buffaloes. They're low premium and they serve the purpose. The sovereign mint coins, they're great, yeah, they're very liquid, but they come with high premiums. So I'm probably just going to be collecting silver maples and the generic Buffalo rounds going forward. The RCM bars, whenever I can get them at a good price, I will definitely keep purchasing those. And I think I'll stay at the 10 ounce size, which is what these are. 10 ounces is a highly liquid size, and anything heavier than that, I think it's pretty hard to offload. And then when it comes to gold, I do want one gold Buffalo 1 ounce coin. But then beyond that, I'll just stick to the maples, whether it's the fractional maples or the 1 ounce. So, and then when it comes to bars, I think this will be the one and only bar that I ever buy. Because I think the coins are just more liquid, but we'll see, and we'll see if I get any suggestions. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching, and if you have any suggestions, I'd really appreciate hearing about them. All right, have a good day.